This is the 2017 Ordinary Level question C1 Geologic Geometry. The question is located inside the exam paper, and it's the first question in section C. This is the back of section A. So the accompanying map located on the back of section A shows the ground contours at 5 meter intervals. So each one along here 5 meters higher than the previous one. On your drawing supply, draw a vertical section profile on the line AB. So along this line up here, we're drawing a profile in this space up on top. Part B, points C, D and E are outcrop points on the surface of a stratum of ore. C, D and E. We're asked to draw the plan and elevation of the triangle. So we're going to draw the plan down here, elevation up here again, and then finally determine the strike and dip of the stratum. So the first thing that we're going to do, as with all of these questions when we're looking for a profile, is we're going to find what is the lowest height along this, and then find the highest height. So the lowest one appears to be 35. And the highest one is 65. So there's 75s and 80s over here, but they don't interact with the line AB, so we don't need to worry about that. So what we're going to do up here is mark off sections of 5 meters. They're 5 meter intervals as given in the question. So I'm going to start off with 5 here. That's 35, 40, 45, 50. 5, 60, and 65 is the highest one. Yep. So drawing our height lines up here in the elevation. Marker heights on the side, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 65. And again, what we're going to do here now is any place that the line AB cuts a contour, so this is a contour at the height of 40, this is one at 35, wherever they cut their contours, we're going to project a point up to the corresponding height line up here. So point A is on the 40 height line. That's going to come up to the 40 height line here, so that's this point. The next one up here is on the 35 and 35 again. So I missed one. By 40. So that's this one here is 40, quite hard to read. This next one up is 45. The next one is 50. So bringing that up to the 50 height line up here. This next one 55. And 60 height line is next. 65 and 65 again, then back down to 60. So again, following the 60 line, it's up here where it's cutting it. 55 next, uh, 50. So again, just looking at their heights down here, wherever it cuts, contour cuts the blue line, the line AB, that's what we're marking up. So that was 45, another 45 here again, 50, and point B there is at 60. So that's all the points plotted, a bit harder than usual just because of the positioning of everything. And that there is our profile. So comes down here low, up, and then back up again. So that completes part A of this question. The next part of this question is points C, D, and E are their outcrop points. We're asked to draw the plan and elevation of those points. So we'll draw the plan first by joining all the 3 points together. That's points C, D, and E in plan. We need to find the same points now up in the elevation. We're told that they're outcrop points, which means that they're points on the surface. So whatever contour that they're sitting on, that's the height that they are. So point C is sitting on the 45 contour. So that's projected up and gives us a point there. We'll label it point C. Do the same thing from point D. Point D is sitting on the 65 contour. Up along that way, this is point D. And finally point E is on the 35 contour. That's the lower point, that's this one. So finding the same triangle now up here, C, D, and E, drawing a line between the 3 points. This finds the same triangle. That completes part B. The third and final part of this question is to locate the strike and the dip. The strike is a horizontal line in the elevation, so up here, and then it's going to be a true length line down in plan. So to find this, we're going to need to take a horizontal line, and the place where it makes most sense to do that is from point C. It's in the middle, so as in middle vertically. So we've got D down lowest, C in the middle, and then D is the highest. So I'm going to take a horizontal line from point C over until it touches the other edge of the triangle. So that's the line DE. So where this red line here hits that point, that's a point on the edge that we're trying to find. We're going to project that now down into the plan. So projecting this down along this way, and it's where that line hits the line DE. So it crosses the line CE, but it's on the line DE. So it's this point here that we're looking for. And again, we're going to draw that red line now down in plan. So that's a line joining point C, because it comes from point C here to the point that we just found by projecting it down. That's this one. And this line here is the strike. So a horizontal line in the elevation, projected down here. This is that same line down in plan. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to look along or look perpendicular to our strike. So I'm going to sliding set squares or get a line perpendicular to this here, x1, y1. I'm going to project each point C, D, and E out into here, into the auxiliary. So C, D, and E, projecting all of those out into the auxiliary. Now point E is the lowest point. It has an altitude of 35. So that doesn't mean that I need to measure up here at 35. What I can do instead to make this a bit easier, I'm going to put point E down on the ground. Point C is the next one up. That's 10 meters higher than that. So I'm going to measure up 10 meters above point C here. Sorry, 10 meters above that. That's this point. That's point C. And then finally point D is 30 meters above point E. So 35 minus 65 gives us the 30. So that's this point up here. So now what I can do is I'm going to draw a straight line joining these 3 points. This is an edge view of that plane. So point view, point C here, or the strike, and this angle here, that's the dip that we're looking for. So this angle inside here. So once we find our points, project them off out into this view, that's going to give us the angle, and we can then measure with our protractor if we need to. Now we're not required to do that for this question. So that is the 2017 ordinary level question C1.